Hi friends, and vegan. I make another recipe with leek today. Leek is part of the allium family, that is onions and garlic and these kind of things, and it's super healthy and recommended for daily use. This is a leek stalk, and as you can see I cut the leek here. I will use in this recipe, cut it down in slices, in thin slices, and usually that is used for cooking, to prepare it like this, because it's very hot. Not as hot as onion and not as hot as garlic, but it's pretty close. And to cleanse it, I will cut it here and cleanse it from the dirt, because it grows like this and the dirt comes down here from the rain and it sits in here between the leaves. So I cut it open on the sides, as you can see, and then it's easy to wash. You don't need to cut down the whole thing, just a little bit. And then I cut it and I have these little ringlets here. And as in raw food in general, I don't need a huge amount of leek when it's raw. When I cook it, I can eat a lot more of it, but with raw, only a small amount, because it's so hot. And but I don't need that much, because it's super rich in vitamin K, for example. It's super healthy, and not so often vitamin K, then folate, manganese, copper. There are so many, vitamin C, vitamin A, huge amounts. So really, it's an amazing vegetable, and we should eat it very often. It's rich in fiber, and it cleanses the intestines. When I learned first of vegetables cleansing the intestines, the first thing I heard was leek. It was before I went to raw food, before I went vegan, all these things. But now I have, of course, developed a little bit, and it's not so easy to use because in the raw food, because it's so hot, like garlic and onion, which we use usually not as a vegetable. We use it regularly, usually more as a spice, a seasoning, an addition. But here in this dish, I can use it a little bit more like a vegetable. So relatively large amounts, but not too much. It has to be measured, otherwise it can be overwhelming because it's hot. But if you put it in the right surrounding, like other ingredients that are very neutral in flavor, like today I use cauliflower and corn, and both can use a lot of seasoning. In cauliflower, not that much of seasoning, but it doesn't have to, and the corn can use a lot of seasoning. And cauliflower is also one of the vegetables usually they cook, but even more so than the leek. The cauliflower can be used raw, and has an amazing health benefits for daily use even. It could replace the cooked potato. Many people all over the world love potatoes, more in the West than in Asia. We know Asia is known for rice, but they also use potatoes. But especially the potato is in the Western Hemisphere a staple. Many people eat potatoes, and you can replace it with raw cauliflower. It's so healthy, and to me, if I use raw cauliflower, it turns out that I don't have any food cravings anymore. Sometimes it's a little problem if you don't have a too balanced diet. After eating the food you have, plenty of food, you still feel hungry. You don't know why, but something is missing. That's a food craving. And it usually comes from a misbalance in the nutrients. And with cauliflower, that doesn't happen to me anymore. I eat cauliflower and no food craving. So that's a very lucky food, I say, because it has these wonderful benefits. And it's super healthy. Most people wouldn't believe we eat cauliflower raw. No, it's really true. You have to try it if you don't. And to use it in a nice way, I can make a huge variety of cauliflower recipes with a food processor. That is the easiest way. Fit it with the S-plate. I make a cauliflower rice. It's a cauliflower with a rice-like texture, and I put the cauliflower. You see, I have cut out the stems in the middle a little bit. You can use some of them, and the more you use, the more bitter it gets, the rice. And when you cut out some of them, it is easier to have this rice-like texture. But you can use the stems. You can even use some of the leaves out of the cauliflower. but you don't need. I have half of a small cauliflower. It was a small one, half of it. Cut out some of the stems. I snack on them. Delicious. And in between, during the cooking, I don't eat that much during cooking, but when I have some stems, I just put them into the mouth. Very nice. So I have to do it very fast now, very quick, because in a second the rice is almost broken down to even more subtle structure. I don't want to have more, I just have a rice-like texture. So very quick now. So one twist only, one turn. You see, that is the I would say the perfect texture here. This has a cauliflower has looked like that, and it's not very has high in calories, low in calories, so I can eat a lot, and it's not very heavy. Yeah, it's very nice. You will be surprised if you don't know it already. I make a lot of cauliflower rice recipes because it's a neutral, pretty neutral ingredient. If I use only the rice, yeah, with a very few other ingredients, I can even use some cashew nuts, blending with the processing with the rice, or some salt, or even a little drop of olive oil, yeah, to make it more gentle, yeah, because the cauliflower has always a certain smell, yeah, from cooking. Cabbage in general, you have a smell all over the house, very well known, and people don't like that smell, the typical smell. But it doesn't happen so much with raw cauliflower. But if you just put a little bit of salt, very little, not even a pinch, and a very small amount of olive oil, you can have the rice like this, and without any smell or so. Yeah. Here, this is not necessary in this case. See, it's not too much. It's a nice little portion. And here you can have it without any preparation, no salt, nothing, because I have a dressing. I should be dressing in a moment. It is a dressing, I call it garlic sour cream. I use cashew seeds, cashew nuts for the cream at the base. That's a very nice base for cream, because the cashews have a very simple flavor. Very simple, very gentle, even a little bit sweet, yeah? And that makes it perfect for a cream. And because I use it with cauliflower rice and with leeks, I will use some apple cider vinegar today. I did it in the other recipe. You will find my recipe with the leek and the cauliflower and the corn in another video. Already published it. And in this time, I have changed a little bit the proportions. Yeah, especially with this, I have cashews, pretty much the same amount, but I have a double amount of garlic. I used only 1 clove of garlic in the other recipe. Here I take 2 cloves, yeah, because I have found that will try a little bit more intense flavor in the dressing. The other one with 1 garlic is totally okay, but just to be curious, I want to try. And I have 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt and about the same amount of black pepper. I have this pepper. You can use any kind of pepper. So 1 teaspoon of pepper and salt each, and 2 cloves of garlic this time, and a little bit of water, not even maybe a half of a cup, not too much. It should be a cream, not too runny for the cauliflower rice, and not too creamy. So in the middle, I will see. Blender dance. So as usual, if I blend cashew nuts without soaking the nuts before, that they will firm up a little bit when the dressing sits for a while. So I know it will be a little bit more firm if I leave it like that. Now I will taste it. The smell is wonderful. Fragrance, nice. The garlic is there. Wow. Oh yes. Oh, delicious. I'll leave it at that. I'll show you in a moment. First, I add the other ingredients to my cauliflower rice. I take the corn and I take the leek. Yeah. I will repeat again. Most of the ingredients here is corn and cauliflower. Leek is a lot, but a little bit only as compared to the other ingredients. So here, you see it's a good amount, it's a fair amount of leek, but the others are larger. Yeah, more corn and more rice. That's important. And now I show you my dressing. Yeah, I guess it's okay. I don't want to have it more runny. Not runnier, it's creamy, but still nice and runny. Because the other ingredients, they allow that. Yeah. The corn and the leek and also the cauliflower rice all allow for a pretty creamy texture of the dressing. Other salads would not allow that. I have to make the dressing lighter with certain leafy greens, yeah, of course, because the leafy greens can be mashed and then they don't taste that good anymore. I have to be careful, but the easy thing with these kind of salads with corn and firm ingredients like leek or cauliflower rice, that's easy. So I have my main ingredients together. The second ingredient is the dressing, and the third ingredient on top, you choose it primarily because of the leek. I put a tomato here. Tomato goes amazing with the allium vegetables. That means that with leek and onions or garlic, stewed so nice with these tomatoes. Put them on top. I'm going to show you my salad. Yeah, I will toss it for you. Give you an imagination, a little idea what it looks like. And when I toss it, I also can see if the textures are okay, or I have to use more liquid, more creaminess or whatever. But this looks very nice to me, and has to be, of course, all spread evenly, so all the ingredients, especially the leek, goes everywhere, and that way it can really season the whole food, the whole dish, and the leek is a strong seasoning too, and at the same time as a vegetable. Here, it's my salad today, and I'm really greatly looking forward to it. I will greatly enjoy, and I hope you like the video too. If you have questions, don't be shy. I'm ready to answer whatever I can, and I'm learning a lot doing these videos, of course, and maybe you can take something away from it. I will be happy. If you like, thumbs up, and maybe also subscribe Andy Vegan on YouTube, and you have another recipe every single day, and you find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter too.